First, we're going to have to lay the facts on the line about the existence of discrimination in housing. We're going to have to educate the public to the fact that it is an existing thing which is a real problem. Now, of course, the theory behind fair housing is that nobody is to be discriminated against. All fair housing does is try to make housing available to all people without regard to race, color, or creed.
And so we had a case where the housing complex was actually segregating its African American tenants from its white tenants in a separate part of the complex. And so Colley and other attorneys brought suit against the housing authority, and judges in that case ruled in their favor that yes, any agency, state, local agency, using federal funds to perpetuate housing discrimination was unconstitutional and illegal.
It occurred in 1952. It took a while still, and I still recall the segregation. The area that I lived in, the projects, we lived in 3 houses, one on Broadway and Muirway, 1 bedroom. Then later on to Revere, 2 bedroom, and then Kimball Street, 4 bedrooms. And I don't recall any African American neighbors at all. I would hope if Nathaneil Colley was alive today that he could look back and see what he did to the projects and how helpful it's been to have integration and keeping the housing there for low income. But seeing the vast improvement that has occurred, especially with some of the legislation that occurred while he was alive, but to preserve the housing, recognize Nathaneil Colley for what he did, and make it a win-win.
The time is now for this important place to be saved. My fondest hope would be that this work would be taken seriously enough for the powers that be to mandate a substantial preservation approach. I was very inspired by the architectural quality of these buildings, but much more motivated by Colley's amazing biography from his, origins in Alabama, and then ended up with this amazing career where he, knew the highest level of people in government, JFK and George H.W. Bush, but then devoted his career to this civil rights crusade.
How long do you expect this legal battle to take?
Well, I don't know, but as I think that some general said, once we're prepared to fight on this line all winter, but we're prepared to fight on this line for many years if it takes that. But those of us who believe in the system are just going to try to make the system work. And if it won't work, then of course no one can say we didn't try to make it work.